Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm joined by Harvey Diamonds, who was on the channel before and makes loads of great player analysis over on Twitter. So go and check his stuff out. I'll put it in the description. But today we are going to be talking about the Arsenal match that's coming up at the weekend. A big match for both of us, I think. We are pushing for top half, and you're obviously pushing for that title. Before we jump into it, if you can just subscribe down below, that'll massively help me out. We obviously coming off the back of a great 3-0 win against Brighton. We really demolished them, to be honest. They actually had 70% possession, but I don't think that's representative of the game at all. They had like one good chance, and we probably could have scored 4 or 5 in the end. But a lot of us didn't watch the Arsenal-Tottenham match, the North London derby, obviously because it was on the same time. Harvey, you went 3-0 up in half an hour, but was that representative of how the game was actually going?
No, to be honest, Spurs started quite well. First 15 minutes, they failed to capitalise on a lot of Arsenal turnovers, and from their press, they were quite wasteful in their chances, like creating sustained final third pressure. And then we went 3-0 up, pretty much out of some good, well-taken goals, good on the transition. And once we went 3-0 up, then we cruised for a bit, and then a mistake brought Spurs back into the game.
Yeah, as a performance, would you say that was one of your stronger performances this season, or was it a weaker one?
It's quite hard to tell, to be honest, because it felt like when we were 3-0 up, one of the best, definitely, because the euphoria coming off the Chelsea win as well. Like, I felt like when we hit the other level a couple of weeks ago, like when we were winning 6-0, 5-0, 5-0, it felt like we got back to that. But then I thought it was one of the better ones, actually, yeah, because we defended the box really, really well. When it went 3-2, I thought we did quite well to get away with 3 points there. I thought we might let Spurs nick the point.
Yeah. So you are coming off a good run, obviously that 5-0 against Chelsea, beating Tottenham away, which is not an easy game. But you did have those 2 losses on the bounce, Villa and Bayern. So how can Bournemouth take points off Arsenal? Harvey, what do you think is the main place where we can attack you at?
I think Arsenal's left-hand side is vulnerable. Their left-back position isn't locked down at the moment by any of the 3 candidates. Zinchenko, when he plays, is prone to an error, as many know. Kivior has seemed like not fit for the role. When you watch him, he's very much like watching a centre-back play left-back, whereas like Tomiyasu can cover both, but as of late, like he's been shaky. Madueke gave him a really good, really tough game. I thought it was interesting, like how tight he got to Kulusevski though, and at times it worked, but other times it left him like a completely out of position, and one-on-one he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, so who do you actually think will be starting left back on Saturday?
I think he'll stick with Tomiyasu. And I have a feeling the lineup will be unchanged. So we'll see Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Partey, Rice, Odegaard. Trossard on Martinelli's 50-50 for me at the moment.
Yeah.
Martinelli struggled this season and recently struggled a lot, but I think it'll be Havertz and Saka on the right, Havertz up front.
Definitely, yeah. So as you say, you think your weak position is the left back, and I think this is a real shame because Antoine Semenyo has been so good this season. He's so quick, he's so powerful, and he's so direct. You know, he's not a particularly technically gifted player. He's not gonna do loads of fancy skills, but he will just take you on. They'll just knock the ball past you, or run past you, and he has played striker before, so he can just run at goal and shoot and score. And he went down at the end of the Brighton game. He got stretchered off. I saw some sort of analysis on the injury. They said it could be an MCL, which would be like 3 months, or even an ACL, which, as we all know, that can be
nice.
Career ending. In this day and age, he would likely get back, but lose that explosivity that suits him so well. But anyway, hopefully it won't be a big one. But for this game, he definitely won't be playing, which is a shame. So I was thinking who will be starting on that right-hand side. I think it'll be Dango Otara on the left wing. I think Unal will start as the 10 again, as he did. I think he did. That's where he played against Brighton. And then Kluivert on the right. And Kluivert has been in great form. Scored against Brighton, just generally having a good season. So I think he could still pose a threat on that right-hand side, but perhaps not as a big one. The other thing that, the other thing is, I think could be an Arsenal weakness, and it hasn't been massively in recent weeks, but in that game, Raya did make that mistake, as you say. Literally, he's just in possession, no pressure really, and just plays it straight into Sarr. Arteta defends him, as he should, to be honest. Like, this doesn't take away from Raya's goalkeeping ability. That's just something that's going to happen if you play with a goalkeeper like that. But do you think that could be a problem this weekend? Do you think there is another mistake in him there, or was that more of just a freak incident?
Yeah, to be honest, I think it's always a risk when you play when the usage rate of a goalkeeper is so high. Yeah, I think you're always guaranteed to make a couple of mistakes. The one against Spurs was a howler, definitely. I mean, I'm not really sure what he was thinking, but yeah, I think it could be. I mean, if the pressing structure, do you think you'll come out and press high or sit in a low block, mid block?
No, I think everyone knows at this point that Bournemouth and Iraola just love to press and love a high press. And last season, this was one of my complaints about Gary O'Neill. When we played the big teams, we would have a back five and just defend very deep. I mean, if you remember when we played you, I'm sure you remember, we played you away last season and we went 2-0 up. And then we just sat deep the whole game, and you can't do that against a team like Arsenal. So I think the team will have learned. I just don't think it's in Iraola's philosophy to just sit deep like that. So yeah, I do think our sort of high press, especially with Solanke, could put some pressure on Raya. But I think Arteta will know that. I think he'll be prepared for that and be ready to have the lads playing out from the back well.
Yeah, definitely. I think we could even go long, like direct to Havertz or use Rice a bit more advanced, and then look to win the ball down, get into Ødegaard's feet, out wide to Saka. I think going long's an option if you press us intensely and high.
Yeah, well, you were saying that you were particularly good in the transition against Spurs, is that right?
Yeah, definitely. There was a couple of moments like where we broke from the first and second phase into the final third well. Like the Saka goal obviously comes from that long pass from Havertz.
Yeah.
Super direct. That's the thing. I think we can be really controlled in and around the box, but also one of the biggest question marks I've had over Arsenal this season is how well can we just kill teams in transition and just get a goal out of a not sustained period of chance creation. So yeah, we definitely proved that. I mean, the other two goals were from corners. So
yeah,
FC.
Well, talk to me about this right-hand side that you believe is such a strength to you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's improved so much over the past 18 months, I would say. Ben White is so much more comfortable on the right-hand side. He's improved so much technically. Also, his mental capacity to play right back now. He knows the right runs to make at the right time. So, in that triangle, he can drop deep. Ødegaard can push into that advanced position, Saka out wide, or they can just rotate. We've seen Ben White fully overlap, cross Havertz in the box for a header or a back post finish. Ødegaard cutting in on his left foot, same with Saka from that position. So I think we can kill teams there, any team.
Yeah, I think it very much depends on who we play at left back, because I feel like he would play Kelly there because we know how dangerous you can be. But Dango played at left back against Brighton, and I think we saw a few times Dango is obviously an attacking player and he pushes up with the team in attack, but also in the press, he can also provide that other option of pressing, but it leaves Dango very high up. And we saw against Brighton, Dango's really high up. Brighton play the ball over, Buonanotte has it in loads and loads of space. He turned Senesi inside out, and Travis made a really good save. was 0.91 expected goals on target. So a really high quality chance there, purely coming from Dango just being really high up there. And then we saw that Saka goal, Saka in loads and loads of space on the right-hand side, gets found easily by Havertz, and it's the same. He turns Ben Davies inside out, and then it's just that natural finish for Saka. So, I really do think that will be a big threat. Set pieces, you just said you scored 2 from corners against Tottenham. And the season as a whole, you've been excellent from set pieces. Do you think that's going to be a good threat for you this weekend?
Definitely, 100%. I'd be surprised if we didn't score from a set piece, to be honest, now at this stage. I go into every game thinking we should score from a corner. Just how meticulous that we are in the routines, but also just like the physical and aerial dominance. Like, we're a really tall team now. Havertz, Gabriel, Saliba. Rice takes them, even though he's like 6'1", 6'2". So, yeah, we're a massive team. So, huge threat from corners, I think. I haven't seen your guys' corner record defending or attacking. So I'd have to check that.
Last season, we were atrocious. I don't know exactly, but we were definitely in the bottom 3 for defending set pieces. And we just conceded them every week. And I was like, what are we doing? This season, we've actually been pretty solid at defending them and attacking as well. I mean, Senesi's got 4 goals and 4 assists in the league. And obviously not all of those are from corners, but some of them are. Our opener against Brighton was from a corner. So we've definitely been getting better and quite threatening on the set pieces. And defensively, I would say solid as well. But I mean, you say about how fretful Arsenal are. I mean, Gabriel especially has scored quite... Do you know how many he's scored this season?
Is it 4, 5? Around 5, I think, but you never know. You can just get 2 in a game just from corners.
Yeah, I mean, I think he did once, didn't he? And I mean, you have the most set piece goals in the league with 22. Second place is 18th, Everton, surprisingly. But yeah, it's a great threat that you've got there with the set pieces. And I think for a team that's going for the title, you need to have like something in your locker, even when the game's not going swimmingly, and you can just pull that out. And talking about just, pulling it out of the bag, do you think you will be able to get the win this weekend?
Yes. Hopefully. I think so. It all depends on the start, to be honest. I think if we come out the traps, start really well, put you guys under pressure first 10 minutes, I think we should win. But it's just whether there's a bit of nerves. You never know with Arsenal. They're so unpredictable this time of the season. This could be a game where, honestly, you guys come, score, and we can't score then. We just have a mental block where we just cannot create any great chances. But then we could come out and, respectfully blow you guys away 5-6-0.
Yeah.
That, I think it would be somewhere in between 2-0, I think. Just because I can't see you guys scoring. The defense is too good at the moment. I can see Raya grabbing his golden glove at the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, does it? If he keeps a clean sheet, is that confirmed?
100%. Yeah, it's confirmed.
Pickford can draw with him, can't he? Though.
Can you? I think so. Yeah, because we were close against Spurs, and then obviously he made the mistake to.
I disagree with you. I think we have a better chance at scoring than keeping your scoring low. Obviously, we just won 3-0 against Brighton, but before that against Villa, I think we really saw how Villa really exposed us in the last sort of half an hour or so. It just felt like every Villa attack there were getting a really good chance. And so, I think defensively actually could be our weakness in this game. Attacking, I back us to score 1 against you across the course of the game. I know your defense is exceptional, but if you'll come out and you'll know that you have to get something from this game, and you know that it won't be an easy game, and I think that you'll go into sort of a aggressive mode, and I think we will get one, but I think you'll win. I think I'll go for a 3-1 win for Arsenal, unfortunately. Who have you got left to play?
Obviously, Bournemouth 12:30 kickoff Saturday, Man United away, and then Everton at home last game of the season. So they'll be safe.
Yeah,
But this is the problem with playing like Bournemouths and Evertons when they're already safe and they can't really get European football. They're a free hit, so they've got nothing to lose. I mean, you guys are basically just going out there playing for points, right?
Well, so we can get top half, which I know like it's not actually a real thing, but I do think that we'll be playing for that. I don't think we'll just be not caring. I mean, the European spots, I don't think we can actually get into it. They're getting close would be nice. And that's the thing. This is a project, you know. We've come so far since the start of the season. We're 5th in the league since the 1st of November. So it's like the better we do now, the better we set ourselves up for next season.
Yeah,
whereas
definitely.
clubs like, I don't know, Everton, yeah, that club, they're not on their way to getting somewhere.
They've stagnated over the past couple of years, haven't they? They haven't really
Yeah.
moved from. Seems like every year they're fighting for relegation and they just beat it, but they'd never progress.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think you will win this weekend, unfortunately, but we have got Brentford at home after that, and then we've got Chelsea away. So if we can get some good points from that, I think we can genuinely get top half.
Fingers crossed.
As a neutral, like, do you view us as sort of like a sort of best of the rest kind of team?
And the Raiola, definitely, yeah. I think the project could, if like the right profiles are brought in and the right like mentality players are brought in that want to play European football, like have maybe experienced it, even if it's just a Conference League level or Europa League level, you know, guys from Marseille and Villarreal and places like that. If you can get some of them in, I think you can definitely climb up, because I think top half is hard because there's so many good teams now. Like Villa are there. I think West Ham are always going to be there. Spurs are there. You know, they're always finished about 5th to 7th. Chelsea might be there. You know, you never know with them. They could finish 14th next season, but they could. I don't know. Are you guys above Chelsea at the moment, or not quite?
Nah, we're not above them, and I'd be surprised if we do finish above them. We played them last game of the season, so could snatch something, but
that would be a cracker. That would be lovely.
Yeah, it really would.
Am I correct in thinking you guys just broke your Premier League points tally?
Yeah, we did. So we've got 48 points this season, and I think 47 or 46 before. And yeah, I think that really is testimony to Raiola. If you look at the progression last season to this season, completely different side. But yeah, you guys, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe down below. That'll massively help me out. And make sure you check out Harvey. Honestly, his Twitter is amazing. I don't know how you know all this stuff, but it's like random players and not just random players. If you're if you're not into that kind of stuff, he does loads of Premier League Big Six stuff as well. So make sure you go check him out. Definitely worth a follow. And I'll catch you guys later.